Greetings, tube of yous! Yes, it's the one and only piece of mank shite. It is, of course, Yellowbelly, and it's sadly the last retro recollections tonight. But it's great that you're all here to celebrate my final episode. So there we go, Retro and Lim. I got mine straight in there right at the beginning. So let's have a look who we've got in already. Of course, we've got the one and only Pete the Walker. Good to see you, buddy. We've got, well, yeah, he always turns up and stalks us. We've got Medic Unlimbs, Retro Unlimbs, Steve. And who else have we got coming in? Let's have a look. So we've got Johnny B. Good to see you, buddy. How's your engagement with the Lady Oric from the book? Fantastic. 80s Retro Gamer. Good to see you, matey. Wonderful. Who's he? Simon? Oh, no, I'm not bothered about him. Let's have a look. DVD Phone Blow. Yeah, good to see you, matey. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. People are coming in now. Yep. Yeah, my word is Mankshite, and I've got that in, so there we go. Where we go. Mikey Smith, there you're right, buddy, Mikey. Yeah. You can have him back when I finish, bud. You can have sloppy seconds this week, mate. Good to see you, Mikey. FC Den Haag, of course. Yes, wonderful. The usual mob. Yes. Wonderful. And yeah, sloppy seconds for Mikey Smith tonight. So yeah. Hello, Jason Grant. Good to see you as well. Good to see you. So yes, this is it. This is the final episode. And hello, Kate. Hello, gorgeous Queen Kate. It's good to see you, sweetie. Yeah, this is the final Retro Recollections. This is my final stream for the foreseeable future also. Only for the short while. A lot of people know that I am taking a step back from YouTube so I can deal with some personal stuff. I'm not going to go into detail about it. You're right, Guy. And yeah, so I'm taking a little step back. I will still be uploading videos. I will still be in the chats of everybody's. It gives me a chance to spend more time in other people's videos, like Mikey's channel as well. But also, I got a bit of a sideways promotion at work, and it's like all over the place. You all right, buddy? Yes, Soppy Adams Pervs. Yes, we are. And yeah, so literally. Yeah, Retro Libs took a step back from YouTube for about 2 years. I know, mate. You've done fuck all, mate. What's going on? So, but no, I'm still going to be about. I'm not disappearing off the planet or anything like that. It's literally. But one thing is, this is definitely. Yeah, no problem. One thing that this series was for was to help maybe give people something nicer to think about during lockdown. And that was the whole plan of this. So yeah, there is definitely all the restrictions are being lifted now, and so the series is coming to a natural end. There will be more series coming. I still have ideas of various things that I have actually mentioned to Zypho, and I've mentioned to a few people. I've got some stream ideas. But one of them is going to need a lot of prep work on my behalf when I can start streaming again. But yes, so if there's anybody who wishes to borrow my slot, so to speak, please feel free to do so. We will support you in any way possible. And but definitely, yeah, you can just keep it warm for me if you don't mind me asking. So unless you're obviously more successful than I am on a Sunday. So yeah. What was that? I saw something there, something about Play Blackpool. Yeah, I am definitely there to Play Blackpool. Definitely, I've booked. So everything is yeah. I'd love to meet you guys in person, and we can have a drink together, and you can see that yes, I'm just as much as a perv in real life as I am on camera. So that will be awesome. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my guests straight on, because we've got a lot to get through today. So, yes, please... oh, there it is. There's me button. Yeah. Please give a welcome to one and only Simon Osbourne, Flibblesan. Well, that looks like an interesting book, mate.
Oh, hello there. I was just reading this wonderful book.
Oh, right. Where was your other hand while you were doing that?
Just
Yeah, you got the tissues, yeah?
clean myself off a bit there.
Yes. Welcome, good sir. How's it going?
Hello.
So, first question off is, are you going to Blackpool?
Hopefully yes.
Oh,
I haven't booked anything for it, but I'd really like to go.
Oh, wonderful. Well, Katie said yes, they are going. So, so that'll be awesome. Yeah. If I can get something sorted, Pete's gonna be going. So yeah, we definitely want Pete there for a drink. We can do a live challenge Pete at the Norbreck. That'd be cool. But yes, it's the event of the year we've all been waiting for. It really is. So it'll be lovely to get you there, buddy. It really would. So go on. Why, you told Zyphos to fuck off about. I'm to ask you why you called the Destroyer.
Yeah, you keep bringing it up all the time, and it's not really a very interesting story, but he seems to be obsessed with it.
Okay, well, please enlighten.
Well, I used to be in the Royal Navy, and one of my jobs was, because I'm such a fat bastard, was I used to actually be a boat.
Oh yeah.
So I used to be in the it wasn't anything like that. It was basically really boring actually. I think it's within my first day or second day of starting a job, I switched on the work computer and it blew up. And one of the guys there basically just shouted, "You are such a destroyer," and it just kind of stuck. So I've kind of got this really unfair reputation that I seem to destroy everything I touch.
Okay, I get you. Yeah. Does that include like other men?
Well, I mean, certain ladies may or may not have called me the destroyer in the past. I'd like to think that it was for sexy reasons, but it's more than likely that I kind of destroyed relationships. So
Yeah. You destroyed their orgasms every time. Too soon.
I'd like to think that happened, but more than likely, I destroyed any interest they had in men.
Yeah. Just do what I do. Yeah, no matter what stage they're at, I just go, I win. It's a race. Yeah. Right, we have to give a salute, of course, to the Field Marshal, Novabug. Good evening to you, sir, and thank you, Chris, for your review. It was awesome. All the criticism's been taken on board, and it was constructive, and I'm saying it was constructive. I know he was worried about us getting a bit uppity about it, but no, all criticisms. Yeah, I already knew a lot of it, and so what I'm going to do is nominate you to be me bloody editor when I do the next book to go through it all. So that noise, by the way, was one of the dogs opening the door by actually standing on its back legs and grabbing the handle and pulling it down. Pain in the ass. Hello, Keek. Right, one of the dogs is here next to me. Oh, you can see hello on camera. She's like pissed off. Yeah, it's pissed off. I'm comfy. Yeah. So I've got. I know. I don't know if you want to mention that. It's pretty obvious to me, but who you first got into? Was it was into the community? Was it through Zypho or Novabug? I think I know the answer already.
Through Zypho.
Yeah.
I've known him for way too long in my life, and pretty much would have been in and out. Well, that sounds good. In and out of the early days of his YouTube career, in the videos and stuff.
And were you? Yeah. I mean, you're not a big Amstrad fanboy, but you're a retro gaming fanboy. Yeah.
Amstrad was something I really didn't care or didn't like when I was younger. At school, basically, there was like two major camps, well, primary school, You had the Spectrum kits, you had the Commodore 64 kits, and there was like one kid that had an Amstrad. And he was one of the kids that had to sit on the fit table. So we used to take the piss out of him royally for that, and also for the fact that he had an Amstrad. We came to the conclusion that the Amstrad was for people that were a certain type. Which is quite mean when you think about it, but you know, it was school, that's what kids are like.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, you go into secondary school, the majority of the Spectrum owners migrated to the Atari ST, and then obviously Commodore 64 get upgraded to Amigas. So no, I don't know what Amstrad people did. Maybe they just sulked in the corner of their room because the Amstrad was terrible. But as I've been watching people's streams and kind of been getting into the Amstrad, and actually realising it was actually a bloody good computer. It was just ruined by really shit specky ports.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people looked at it back in the 80s and thought, this machine's shit. All the games are really slow and there's no colours. It's like, because they literally just went specky game, boom, there you go, ship it. Oh. But when you get a game that's actually done for it, they're absolutely fantastic. So Amstrad's kind of like a little hidden gem that I kind of really appreciate now.
Yeah. Have you physically got any hardware apart from the one you're about to show? Have you ever thought of getting a CPC?
Oh, well, I've actually got quite a few.
Oh, there you go. Yes,
well,
anyway, yeah.
To hand, I have my Optics 4 Plus.
Oh, a plus, yeah, we can see that, yeah.
Which I upgraded the memory to 128K. And I also put an external floppy port on the back.
Oh, yes, yes.
So I can plug a floppy bin into it. There's a couple of issues with it in the moment which I need to look at, probably my crap soldering.
Yeah, welcome to my life, mate.
It's an absolutely brilliant machine, especially with the cartridge and with the M4 card on it. It's just lovely.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. So it's nice that you've got the machines. So which was brilliant. Just quickly back to the chat for 2 seconds. Novabug said proofreader. Yeah, that's the one, matey. Proofreader, mate. Yeah, because it was a bloody nightmare. It was. Let's have a look. Ego Chip, hello, good to see you. Of course, the programmer of the Amy series. Amy also appears in the book, by the way, for people who didn't know. His character Amy and Ego Chip appears in the book. Good evening, Mike ZT. Good to see you, buddy. Dear Lovely, hiya. And yes, CPC had Count Duckula 2, which is a crime against humanity. I agree. It's a crime. There was one bug on it. And I'm sure, I don't know who it was either Al or Chris, and they actually did the platform that you couldn't progress on, and I was like, oh my god, that was by chance. But yeah, happy days, yeah. Right, so, yeah. That's, where's that bloody Soul Keyed 464 Osbourne? There you go, that's from Zypho.
Was it going to get it?
Yeah. Yeah, right, yeah, that's how we flow here. Pete Walker's asking for my PlayStation t-shirt. Mate, go to... Where did I get this from? Where did I get it from? I got it from... Primark. Believe it or not. Primark. I got it from Primark. I got a hoodie. I got a PlayStation. Oh, here we go. There's a nice tall key. Yeah, can we go side on so we can see how tall them keys actually are? Oh, yes. Look how tall they are. Wonderful. Yeah, it's a thing of beauty. Yeah, so get yourself to Pete. Get yourself to Primark. I've got a hoodie with PlayStation, and I've got loads of PlayStation socks as well, and they were really good. They're really good quality from Primark. Yeah. So yeah, that's every time I nip to London now, which isn't too far, I nip in and I see what retro gear they've got. Yeah, hubba indeed. Yeah, it's a lovely CPC. Lovely. Right, Charles, should we start your thing? And your thing. Have you heard me? I've been doing this for bloody weeks, so I'm calling it a thing. So just before, I have to get this in I've got to do these in this show, just because just for the lols and also for the memory. So I'm just going to check in on Zypho now and see what he's up to. Oh, he's doing something. What's he doing? Oh, he's straining. Oh my days. Oh, what's he doing? What's he doing? Oh, he's playing with his joystick. Look at that. Oh, he's being suggestive with his joystick. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, dear. I tell you what, I've got the reputation of being the perv. Look at the state of this. Oh, I tell you, mate. Oh, what do you reckon, sir, about that, Novabug? Oh, bloody hell, he's at it. What is it? What is it with everybody? Everybody's bloody at it. Yeah. Oh, dear me. Dear me. God, everybody's at it. Jesus wept. Oh, not to worry. We'll carry on. We'll try and clean up the stream a bit. So let's go on to your sweets first. Now, I've Bosch. There we go. I've got a little picture on screen which will appear in a minute of you chose 4, and I'm going to give you free reign to talk about these individually.
Brilliant. So, which one should we start with? Let's go in order. We'll start with the Chomp. So, I have absolutely no idea when the Chomp first came out. I don't know if it's an 80s sweet or 90s sweet or whatever, but the only thing I remember is that I think they originally were like 15p when they first came out, and when you were younger, that was fantastic because if you had a quid off your mum, you could get an absolute ton of them and be extremely sick after. I mean, if anyone that doesn't know what Chomp is, it's literally just like a slab of like caramel toffee wrapped in chocolate. It's like as simple as that, but it is incredibly nice. And even now, I really do like them. It tastes a bit like a Curly Whirly, but obviously it's just one big solid piece rather than Curly Whirly with all its holes and stuff. So it's quite a nice little thing. Apparently they have them in Australia, but they're completely different. They've got honeycomb in, I think, which is weird. They're probably also not 20p either over there. What's going at next? Well, I picked 2 that are kind of similar, but different in a way. Dip Dap, Sherbet Fountain. So when I was younger, I was like a massive fan of like sherbet, and with what I used to do with sherbet fountains is like when I was younger, I didn't like licorice very much, so that used to get choked, and I would literally just chug the packet of sherbet into my mouth and basically look like a rabid dog at the end of it.
Yeah,
there was all the foam everywhere. Dip Dab's basically like sherbet in a bag with a like a raspberry or strawberry flavoured lolly, and the lolly was usually pretty shit. But you have to like suck the lolly first to make it all wet, and then just dip it in the sherbet.
yeah.
It's just like it seems like the most unhygienic sweet you can imagine. But again, I used to literally just chug the packet and then crunch the sweet.
Yeah.
Mojo Shoes. Now, I think these have been around for years. I think these were a thing in the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my mum used to talk about them a lot. These are great because they're literally penny chews. I think they're like the original penny chews that you could get, and you could get all sorts of flavors like green apple, lemon, orange, strawberry, I think. I mean, for a penny, it's like, again, when you're young, 10p seemed like a lot of money because you could get 10 of them.
Yeah.
From like the local dodgy little newsagent. I mean, when I was little, in the newsagent, they used to do what they call 10p mix-ups. Where you literally just pay 10p and you just get a little bag of like completely random sweets, and you'd always guarantee that you'd get at least 1 or 2 Mojos in them. And they were literally in my favourites along with the cola bottles. And then you'd always get something like a white mouse, which I absolutely hated. Because I like white chocolate, but the taste of the white mice was just something not right about them. It's like it's just like congealed cum or something.
Yeah. No. Somebody said it was like sherbet fountains were definitely like cocaine for kids, weren't they? It was like
basically, but this wasn't me that did this, but it was another kid at secondary school who thought it'd be a laugh to try and snort it.
Yeah.
And I don't recommend it because he had a serious nosebleed after it. So yeah, don't snort sherbet fountain.
Yeah, no snorting sherbet in it. Yeah. Yes, I do hide myself when I'm having a ham shank. Yes, I certainly do. Yeah, I move the screen so when I'm playing. I was just setting something up that I've forgotten about. Obviously the dib dabs and all that. Obviously the now I've got a confession to make about lollipop sweets that I'm gonna. The paper stick that they were always on, I used to eat the paper as well. Did you chew on the paper or did you just get rid of it?
Well, the paper wasn't edible, so I didn't.
Oh, well,
that just sounds weird because it's like it just tastes of paper.
Yeah, but I still do it to this day. Any lollies with a paper.
That's like saying that you eat your cigarettes.
Yeah, so there you go. There's a little confession. Yeah, hiya Brian, good to see you, buddy. Hiya Taxi. Yeah. Yeah, Custer's Revenge. I'd love to. Yeah, Taxi. Custer's Revenge. That'd be cool. Yeah, but definitely. Yeah. Kate was saying that apparently Al and Chris were on a Zoom call when I tuned in there, so to each other. So, there you go. No, I haven't eaten, but I do. It's one of them things. I eat paper. As a kid, I'd always eat paper, which is a bizarre thing. So there you go. So, yeah, there you go. Here you go, Chip. Yeah. He said it. He said sometimes it was impossible to avoid eating the paper because it peeled off. Yeah. No, I haven't eaten my book yet. Yeah. I certainly haven't. Yeah.
There's one thing that really annoyed me, like with a lot of like chewy sweets, where the paper would absolutely stick and you couldn't get it off.
Oh God!
Chewits. It always happens with Chewits. Even today, it's like the paper is stuck to them too much.
Yeah.
And you end up having to just eat it anyway. And for me, when it gets to that little bit with the paper, it's not very nice. But I guess for you, you would have absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it would have been fine for me. Yeah. Not that I didn't eat the wax paper, obviously, because that'd be wrong. But I'd eat the normal paper. Bizarre, I know, bizarre. But there you go. So apparently, it was something I did as a baby. My mum told me she had to put my pram in my bed in the middle of the room, and because I keep picking the wallpaper off and eating it as a baby. So there you go.
Oh,
so there you go.
That's what I used to do with wallpaper.
What did you used to do?
I think there was a stage when I was about 5 or 6 where I couldn't be bothered going to the toilet that was next door to my bedroom, so I used to basically piss up the wallpaper.
Well, yeah.
And that's a lovely thing for everyone to know.
Yeah, well, you've sort of you've just fixed my obsession with eating wallpaper. That's gone now.
So, anymore, do you?
Yeah. So if anybody goes around to Simon's house, just don't look at the wallpaper. Don't look at it.
And don't have wallpaper.
And don't eat it. Don't eat it. Whatever you got rid of the wallpaper, so you took temptation away.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, I pissed on it all, so it's all gone now.
Oh, right, yeah. It just peeled off with the acid out of your urine.
Peeled off, It's the easiest way to strip wallpaper off war. Just piss on it.
Oh, well, there we go. So, I'm having a decorating party at some stage, so I'll invite everybody round and everybody can piss on my walls. Problem solved. That'd be awesome.
Someone's jacking off to that thought right now, because that's some weird fetish for someone.
Yeah, definitely. Somebody's going to be having a right...
it's typo right now,
fucking hell. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, somebody is actually, mate, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. There's always one, isn't there? Yeah.
Always one.
Not so. Well, oh, Roland Footlong.
I'll fill your slot with my pinball. Thank you for the streams.
Oh, thank you so much, Roland Footlong, for the donation. He says, I'll fill your slot with my pinball. Thank you for the...
Roland Footlong, the world-famous pinball dreams shooter.
Yes. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for the £7. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. I'll find out who it was in a minute. But I like the mystery. I do like the mystery. More so, but big thank you for the dono, much appreciated, and thank you for being part of the streams, if it's who I think it is. But yes, definitely. Yeah, so I need to remove wallpapers in my room. Thanks for the tip from Mike ZT. Ah, you little angel, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I'm naming and shaming. That was our Kate. That was the one and only Kate. Like I said, Kate, I will be coming back, sweetie. It's just I need to take a break, and you know the reasons why. I did speak to Al about it, but I'll still be about. But no, so yeah, so there we go. So we went from eating sweets to eating wallpaper to pissing on wallpaper. That's the way to go. That's the way. That's my streams all in it. Pretty much in a. If anybody wanted to know what's Phil's streams like, well, he talks about sweets, which goes on to wallpaper eating, and which goes on to pissing on wallpaper. That kind of describes. I used to like golf ball. I used to like golf ball. No, they were rubber bands inside. That's how they were made back in the day. Retroland. A real golf ball had loads of rubber bands in it. It wasn't chewing gum, mate. You used to. That's why you used to go and nick them off the links, didn't you? And you'd literally be eating a real golf ball. So well, you know these Scousers, they'll take anything. Yeah, happy day. So there we go. That's your lovely sweets collection. So which is absolutely marvelous. And as we say, I always like to ease it in nice and gentle right at the beginning. So. Well, yeah. DVD Film Blows just said about my mouth was watering during the lickable wallpaper bit from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You were correct, but what I did want to do is have order wallpaper of a load of backsides. Lickable backside wallpaper would have been awesome. Yeah, female backsides, by the way. Sorry to disappoint there, guys. But yeah, that would have been awesome. Yeah.
You just wait to be Augustus Gloop and just like fall into the chocolate river. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. Oh, that's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing. Not only that ego chip, I don't know if you see that, but also with Retro and Lim, with him being a Scouser, he used to nick the wheels off the bloody golf trolleys and sell them back to him as well. So yeah, lickable footlong wallpaper.
It'll just kind of cheesy quavers.
It'll just be cheesy quavers.
Or what's it?
Yeah. I sent Amstrad. I want Amstrad Y fronts. Yeah, who doesn't want Amstrad Y fronts? I think Zypho's got a pair, hasn't he? Has he got a pair with Sir Sugar on?
No.
No. Oh, I'm sure he had a pair of boxer shorts or something with Alan Sugar on it.
No.
I'm sure Kate.
No, I think he got to at one point.
Yeah. Kate will correct us.
Kate.
I've just got this vision of us because of us trying to. Well, to be honest, Neil Lovely, it's really good as a replacement for plaster as well. So yeah. He's got Alan Sugar boxers. There you go. So yeah. So
what we need is we need some Nova Book branded Y fronts apparently.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That'd be brilliant. A little white, proper traditional Y fronts, white with the black Ys and Book Army in the middle.
Oh, fantastic! That'd be awesome. Yeah. So, yeah. And while we're talking about the Bug Army, I'm going to do it. In the description, of course, is a link to the merch shop for Novabug, for the Bug Army. There's some new items on there, including a Bridget t-shirt, which is a must. And also, what I will say is I found a little feature on there that you can actually alter the design a bit, so you could make it bigger, smaller, move it to the side, etc. So, which is something I've done on two that I'm going to order once I get paid. So I'm ordering 2. So yeah. So there is that option as well, guys. So yeah, but definitely get into the merch store and get sorted, definitely. Rightio. So that was a lovely little intro, and yeah, there's somebody missing, you know. I can't see them in the chat, and you know what I'm talking about. Where are you, woman? Where are you? I can't see her. No, definitely can't see her. So she may be sorting something out. I'll just check on Andrea, see what she's up to. Oh, there we go. Well, of course, yeah, there we go. Andrea's asleep as always. That was you might have seen that on your screen, with the delay or not.
I'm hoping that she was asleep and it's not a when Harry met Sally moment.
No, that was definitely sleep, and yeah, definitely, yeah. Hello, 8-Bit Rach, good to see you, sweetheart. So, oh no, I can't connect my laptop, so I'll be lurking. That's all right, my love. I am glad you were about, Rach. I really am. Yeah. yeah. Oh, this is lovely. Getting the crew back in. Getting the crew in. Awesome stuff. Rightio. So, let's move over to the big screen. Because what we're now going to do is move on to my favourite subject. It's always my favourite subject, this. Which is toys, of course. Yes, we've got to move on to toys. These are the things we lived for. And we used to fight with our siblings over. And, yeah, it was, absolutely... Our whole life have revolved around. So you've got an interesting collection of toys, and what I'm going to do is play a little video. So I shall mute my microphone, and I will try and remember to put it back on, which I keep forgetting to do, but it's my last stream, so who cares. But I shall play the first one, and then you can tell us all about it, sir.
He's learning spelling with Texas Instruments Speak and Spell.
L-A-I-N, that is correct.
She's teaching her brother with Speak and Spell.
H-E-R, that is right.
They're learning new words with Speak and Spell. But don't tell them they're learning. They just think they're having fun. Speak and Spell for words, Speak and Read for stories, Speak and Math for numbers. From Texas Instruments, they make learning fun.
There we go. The good old Speak and Spell. Yeah, so... Now, did you get this because of E.T.?
What was that? I missed that.
I said, did you buy this because of E.T.? Because it was a
I didn't buy it, my mum did. I don't know whether it's anything to do with E.T. or it's just the fact that she thought it might have been educational. But actually, I didn't see E.T. until I was much older. I think did E.T. come out in like the 70s or something?
Yeah. Early 80s, yeah, first.
Early 80s, so yeah, I would be way too young for E.T.
Oh, fuck off.
But it's actually interesting on that clip. I guess it's an American one because the other two variants, Speak and Read and Speak and Math, I don't ever remember seeing them for sale here. I mean, someone that knows more about these things might actually, correct me or such, but I think actually Speak and Math might have been available. I don't ever remember seeing Speak and Read. But Speak and Spell, the daddy, the original, and well, what can you say about it? I think it was supposed to be educational. I guess if you were a certain age, it probably is educational by learning to spell words. I literally just used it to get it to like type good words in and things. And I was like, did it used to say the letters when you pressed them?
Yeah.
So you could make it say things like, I see you be, or stuff like that. And hours of fun for when you're bored, kid, just messing around with that little thing. I think my favourite part of it was like a built-in sort of hangman type game.
All right.
I think that was the thing that I most did on it, rather than actually just learning words. Because if you get to a certain age, you don't need to learn words, you know them. So the hangman thing was actually brilliant. It's quite a simple little version. I mean, you didn't actually see anyone get strung up.
Yeah.
It's just here's some empty spaces and gets the letters. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, what you could do is get your little brother and string him up. You know, left that bit for your imagination. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it probably would have been frowned upon if I decided to like string my sister up or something. So yeah, kids don't do that.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, the interesting thing with the speaking phone, I just remembered, it had a slot on the back of it for cartridges.
Yeah.
Again, I don't ever remember seeing them for sale anywhere. And I think there were a certain revision of the speaking spell, they just didn't have the slot anyway for the cartridges. And I don't know what the cartridges would have done, maybe just give it more words.
Yeah, it was more. Yeah, I had when I was researching for it, and I was watching this video of this guy who was like demonstrating it, kind of thing. He had an original one, and he showed you the cartridges, and he showed you the slot as such, and yeah, it was literally for extra words and things like that. So, I mean, I should imagine they were. You know, it'll be more advanced words for people, you know, for kids, you know, like Mississippi, something like that, you know, really big, long words. And, somebody just subscribed. Hello.
Whoa.
Whoever that is, I cannot make sound out of that. I assume you are from far away, but thank you for subscribing. Please feel free to say hello in the chat, and we will all take the piss out of you. But that's this community. Hey, only joking. But yeah, awesome. Retro Limb said Stephen Hawkins have sued them, Speak and Spell, for copyright infringement. Fair enough. Yeah. Novabug's lurking dinner with his family. So I've just got this vision now of Novabug and all his family hiding under the table, lurking over the dinners. So there you go. Yeah. Bug needs Speak and Spell. Yeah. Let's have a look. I used mine for telling people to fuck themselves and that. Yeah. That's what we did. That's all we did. Yeah. Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum. Spell that, guys. Oops. Does not work on chat. Damn. Lovely. Yeah. Definitely. Good to see you, OSG. Or King OSG, I should say. So we'll move on. We'll move on and to your next toy of choice, which was interesting, actually. Yes. Let's see who in the chat had one of these.
Now you can hear and see when he's hit electronically. It's the ultimate challenge from the ultimate game, Photon!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they were. It's literally like the cheapest price was like one of the like a target, and then you had to pay a bit more to basically just get a gun and a target. But if you wanted the full kit, like with the helmet and everything, that was like the maximum price. I don't think it was like a 2-set. The adverts made it look more amazing than what it was, because yeah, it's like, oh, the kids have all got it, and it's there. We had to do these giant battles and things with all your friends, and because it was so bloody expensive, there was literally only one kid I knew that had the set, and he had two of them, and he was like slightly posh kid.
Yeah.
And his parents used to let him hang around the likes of me from the common on the council house and stuff. But it was the first time that I've ever did anything like Laser Quest kind of thing. And it was absolutely fantastic. So the gun was relatively accurate for a kid's toy. It's obviously nowhere near as good as like a Laser Quest or something. They're like way more advanced. But for kids mucking around, it was absolutely brilliant. And I actually remember there was another similar laser tag toy in the UK that I think would kind of, I don't know if it was developed by Sega, but it may have been like sold by them or distributed. It certainly wasn't in this country. It was an Action GT or something.
Yeah.
It was like very similar, but Photon had the advertising. They were absolutely everywhere. You used to pick up like magazines in the day, like looking things, and there would be adverts for Photon because it was the thing that all the kids wanted. And when you see like TV shows and like slightly futuristic and they've got laser guns and stuff, and every kid wants that. And now it's like you can have a laser gun, and you realise it's not shooting a laser. You're not going to be able to like blind grandma with it or anything. It's just a light gun. The technology probably like what you get with your Spectrum light gun, almost. But it was actually a fun thing. A lot of memories playing that with a friend. But we only ever had the two sets between us, and no one else ever bought it. I mean, my parents couldn't afford it.
No.
130 quid on it. At the end of the day, I mean, that was a hell of a lot of money then. But yeah, that was a really good thing.
Yeah. And you got to jump and leap about outdoors with a piece of electronic. What more can you want? What more can you want?
And it's weirdly stuck with me because there was a period when I was still living back in Manchester, there was a period where I was absolutely obsessed with going to Laser Quest.
Yeah.
Even into my early 20s, I'm going to the Laser Quest at Trafford Centre, and I would get really annoyed with the kids in there because the kids are just running around and just being like little assholes like kids are, and it was kind of dark in there, and there's just like neon lights and stuff, and you can't really see people. So I'd shoot your foot out, and when the kids are running round, and they trip over your foot and then go flying, and the mums are like, "I told you to stop running around." That's what happens. I get away with it, but it's not little shits.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant fun.
Yeah.
Quasar was shit. Anyone who used to go Quasar was absolute shit because you had bright coloured outfits on. You stuck out like a sore thumb. It was dead easy to see who like the enemy team was.
Yeah.
Later, it was all dark and moody, and there was a lot more skill involved. There's a lot more stealth. It was just a brilliant game.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah. Did you ever try paintball after that?
No, because I've been too much of a wuss and scared of actually getting hit. Because I had a friend of mine was well into paintball, and there was one day where we used to do like computer meetups at houses, like early 2000s. We used to all come out with our PCs and stuff and like spend the weekend or play games. And he brought his paintball gun round.
Yeah.
One of the little meetups. And they thought it'd be hilarious if we all took it in turns to get shot with it. But I got shot with it, and I realised at that point I never ever want to go to paintball because it hurt like a bastard.
Yeah.
And now I know how PJ felt in Biker Grove, where he's like, "I can't see, man."
Yeah. It does. What we used to do, I used to do paintballing, I was a Manchester lad, so they had indoor paintball at Reddish Mill. I don't know if you know Reddish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, South Manchester, just outside of Stockport. And what we used to do is we'd keep all our paintballs we had. I had my own gun and that, and I'd keep all my paintballs in the freezer. And that was to deliberately, especially the little snotty kids that were annoying, like you were saying, bang. I don't care whose side you're on, bang.
Yeah.
And they'd be crying on the way out. Whoa. But yeah, those things can certainly bruise, I know that.
Yeah, I mean, if looking back at it probably would have been nice to actually get involved in paintball and stuff. Because I found I was like really into it. I used to go to all the open air stuff. I think there's like one up like Saddlewood Moor on that way that used to do it. It's absolutely amazing because it's literally all out of the open. You got trees and stuff, and it's just like you're playing army with paintballs in a way.
Yeah. I've done a couple of outdoor ones, and I did it with work. Oh God, we're going back now, and everybody just literally, as soon as we got our guns, everybody just started shooting the boss. It was great, yeah. Bang.
Yeah, brilliant.
Oh, happy days. Yeah. Happy days. Yeah. Poor kids will be crying home with asses like a Savile meet and greet. Indeed.
I don't remember those ping pong ball guns.
Ping pong. Oh yeah.
I remember them.
Yeah.
It used to basically like.
Didn't you have to catch it? Yeah, but the ping pong one, didn't it have like a little net thing? So you'd fire it at each other and then try and catch it in like the cup.
The one that was similar to that, where you'd be able to catch him, but I did have one that was basically just fire balls, and it was basically just like just fire ping pong balls, basically. But actually, it kind of moved over. Thinking about Nerf, because Nerf is still a thing now. That's kind of how everything's kind of evolved, because the laser guns and stuff like Photon and stuff kind of just died, and people just got bored of it. But it's all moved into like guns that like actually shot things like darts or whatever, and like Nerf. And Nerf is like, you used to actually have Nerf guns in the office, and it used to get really violent at times where we were all shooting each other whilst we were working with Nerf guns. And there was one guy in the office downstairs who absolutely royally took the piss and bought, I can't remember what the model name of it, but it's basically what's described as a Nerf machine gun.
Yeah.
And he literally had like a cartridge, like big round cartridge that you literally load it with all the darts, and you just like got batteries in it, and you just go like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's just, like, absolutely brilliant. The only downside is like the cleaner would be picking up the darts like for weeks after, because they were getting all these little places that you can't find them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. There we go. OSG says, I pushed my sister out into the open and then stole the flag when we went paintballing. She was fuming. Had little nets, but we used to just used them as guns. There we go. OBGs, yeah, I remember them definitely. It was like, had a crossbow that fired elastic bands, was powerful, got confiscated for firing at some girl's face, never saw it again. Well, what we used to do at school is get the old chewed up paper and rubber band and go wallop, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they used to work if you had...
like, spit on it and make it all nice and wet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we used to do. Yeah.
We used to do that with the teacher, but we used to like actually try and aim for their ear.
Yeah.
Right, then get bonus points if you can actually get it
in. And 8-Bit Rage says, candy necklaces could take an eye out for 5p. Bargain. Superb. Yeah. I think what's coming across really is that we're a violent lot, aren't we?
Yeah. But it's just the thing is, like, some some sweet executives thought this would be a fantastic idea of this elastic band with all these really hard sweets on. Nothing bad will ever happen. Kids are like, like firing these rock hard sweets at each other in the classrooms.
Exactly. So I'm going to play the next advert, and you'll have to explain this because I've never seen these before.
Scramble, scramble, we're under
Wow.
attack. Blaster on. Fire! They're closing in. He's on your tail. Right to the left. Missiles locked. Mission accomplished.
There we go. There's a few adverts on here, so we can just talk over it. But yeah, Ring Raiders. I've never heard of these.
Ring Raiders. Well, I guess someone's heard of these before.
Echo justice on full
Looking
alert.
back at it now, I think they're
Scout
shit.
squadron, all pilots
But when I was a kid, they were like the most amazing things ever. So, we were really massively into micro machines when we were younger.
Yeah.
You know, collecting all the like tiny little cars and stuff. And these came out from Matchbox, and they were like micro machines but aeroplanes. And they had these little stalks on them that went on a little plastic ring, and you could basically have them all on your hands and just fly around with them and stuff. And that was basically all it was. It's just literally a little tiny little plastic fighter jet on a little stick on a ring, and you just go like this with it, like kids do. And you look back at it now as an adult, you think, God, what a shit toy that was.
Yeah.
But it was cool. And I think actually there was a cartoon made at one point. Beardo's not here, but if Beardo was here, we didn't know about it because he's into all those things. I remember actually seeing it on YouTube at one point. I never remember it when I was younger. I don't think it ever came out in the UK. But like a lot of the kids' cartoons in the day, I think it was brought out to sell the toys.
Yeah.
Rather than, you know, based on the toy kind of thing, you know, just like a tiny, it was this, we want to push these crappy toys on the kids. Now, one year for Christmas, they're like, a lot of kids at school had these Ring Raiders, and I used to play with them, and I really wanted some of my own. And so I said to them, I want some of these Ring Raiders. And Argos, being Argos, had the actual proper Ring Raiders in the catalogue, and they would have been like 20 quid or something, just an example. And then they had these like cheap knockoff versions that were like half the price. And my mum, being my mum, bless her, bought the cheaper ones. And at the time I thought, oh, they're not Ring Raiders, the shitty ones, not going to like these. But they were better. And I can't remember what they were called. But they attached the same way you had a ring. And the little fighter jet used to sit on top of the ring. But it had a button. And you used to push the button, and a little like spring inside will fire the jet off, which the Ring Raiders didn't, because the Ring Raiders were basically always attached to the ring.
Yeah.
But the cheaper ones, they actually fired it off with quite a lot of force.
Yeah.
So if you aimed it at someone's face, you could imagine what would happen. So I actually ended up liking them more until I kept losing the planes, because obviously they'd fling off, and where the fuck's that gone?
Yeah, behind the city kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it, you've lost it, and then your mum finds out that you've lost the toys that you've only had for 5 minutes, and you get smacked arse for it, so...
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of people talking in the chat about Ring Raiders. Brian Hooper said they were cool at the time. So there you go. So he remembers them. FC Den Haag reckons it was for asking a girl to marry you and give her a Ring Raider. Yeah. Oh my God! According to Zypho, I found a couple of these in that toy box before his Yellowbelly appearance. So he had a few of them. So me and Simon were Ring Raiders. Who else was?
Well, can I just say that slander, and I certainly was not a Ring Raider with Cypher, and you know that's rather disgusting.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Let's have a look. Retro and Lame. I used to love Ring Raiders. My girlfriend didn't. Too painful when I forgot to take them off. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it just sounds wrong for a kid's toy. Yeah, yeah, the cheap knockoff ones were called Rim Raiders. And Ring Rammers from Poundland.
It happened when I picked it up. I knew that like people would just be rude and.
Well, yeah, come on, mate. It's my show. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It really is. Happy
It made
days.
me a deliberate choice.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, that was really interesting toy. Never seen it. And of course, we've got to mention this one.
Yes.
The heroic Autobots have created the Dinobots. Fang, Sludge, Snarl, Grimlock, a brave prehistoric breed.
Evil Decepticons! Dinobots! Transform!
Somehow the Dinobots must stop the evil Decepticons. They must save Earth. Robots in disguise from Hasbro.
Yes, of course, it's the Dinobots. It's the Dinobots. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I had Grimlock.
Yeah, Grimlock. I really wanted Grimlock, and I don't know why, but my mum bought me Snow, which was still cool because it's basically the Stegosaurus,
Yeah.
and it looked fantastic. I mean, all the Dinobots did. Back in the day, G1 Transformers, the toys were absolutely brilliant. They were well made. You know, they had nice parts and not like the modern ones now where it's all plastic and they're all crappy. The original Transformers, absolutely brilliant. And I wish I still had it because I absolutely love playing with it. It was the only Dinobot I had. I never had any more of it. I don't know why. I did have some of the other G1 Transformers. Obviously, Optimus Prime. Everyone has an Optimus Prime. Hot Rod. I had an Ultra Magnus, which is the white Optimus Prime with the car transport on the back.
Oh, yeah.
There was one that I had, I can't remember what it's called. It was basically like a massive robot with you attach. Yeah, you could put other Transformers in it, basically. It was like a collecting cake, but I don't remember what it was called. But the Dinobot I thought were just absolutely fantastically cool. But there were a lot of money back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially with the man stuff. I think with the other ones I wanted like the Dinobots. I know there was obviously Snow and there was just a couple of others as well. I can't actually remember what they were called.
Right, you have to excuse me, guys. The dogs are going ape shit because the wife's going to work. And they always do this. They always go mental when she's going to work, so you have to excuse the noise. In fact, it might be a good idea to have a quick break, if that's okay, so I can see to the dogs.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, if that's okay with you guys, let's have a quick break. What I'll do is I'll just mute everything and I'll go and see to the dogs, and then I'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, get yourself a drink or whatever, mate. Yeah. Right, I'll just bear with me while I mute everything. There we go. So back in 2 seconds, folks, while I see to the dogs. Thank you. I'm back. Thank you for that. Yeah, I just got myself a drink as well. So let's have a look. Yeah. Yeah, it's time to use entertain us now. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, the wife was going to work, so yeah, it's share time for show and tell. Got to play Ring Raiders with each other. Oh dear. Yeah, yeah. Bright light. Is that Gizmo next to see? GoBots with the Transformers for poor kids. GoBots, yeah.
Ooh, controversial.
Oh. Explain, sir.
I think GoBots were actually the original transforming robot cartoon. I mean, it was toys or whatever. They were a competitor to Transformers in a way. But I think actually some of the GoBots were kind of cool. There was a oh gosh, what was it? Cartoon. What was it called? Challenge of the GoBots. That was it. Yeah. That did the kind of okay, but it was basically just taking the Japanese version and just kind of dubbed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brian's right. Brian Hooper. The license to GoBots got bought by Hasbro. So basically, Transformers and GoBots are now owned by the same company. And I think they've merged some of them together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, GoBots was Tonka, basically. And then Hasbro Transformers.
Yeah.
Very cool little things, though. But yeah, I GoBots. Yeah, maybe. I think actually, if you're looking at, say, which ones for poor kids, they're basically any kind of rip-off. I mean, in the 80s, there was lots of rip-off like Transformers that you could buy from the dodgy shops, we used to call them.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
You know, it's kind of that what would refer to as B&M. But in the 80s, you had all these independent shops that were selling all these dodgy Chinese stuff. And
yeah, knockoffs.
Knockoff toys and everything. Or you go into the Manchester Arndale Centre and there'd be all the dodgy little stores outside selling all come get your Christmas toys and your perfume. We've got this knockoff perfume. It smells like cat piss, but it's 2 for a tenner.
Yeah, so you're a Manchester lad, I assume, yeah?
I am. Even though I've got a really terrible accent and no one can really place it properly.
But whereabouts, if you don't mind telling me?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm from Withenshaw.
Withenshaw?
Yeah.
You're from Withenshaw, the biggest council estate in Europe? Withenshaw?
Yeah. They're just absolute chat central.
Yeah.
It's still an absolute shithole.
Yeah. No, I was a South Manchester Burnage lad.
Yeah.
So.
Well, with Burnage, when I was at secondary school, we used to be scared of Burnage. We would think Burnage was where all the rough kids were.
Yeah.
High school.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Burnage High, but yeah, definitely. So, I
don't want to mess with Burnage.
Yeah, don't want to mess with them. Yeah, no, I went to. It wasn't too bad because I went to Parswood. I couldn't get into Burnage, so I went to Parswood, which was just on the. Yeah, which was on the Cheadle, near to Cheadle, isn't it? So it wasn't too bad, and it wasn't an all boys, which thank God. So but yeah, it was great. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent here, talking about school. Oh yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so I'm going to move on. Sorry about that. Sorry to cut you off. I'm going to move on to some electronic toys now, and of course, this is the first one. I put them sort of in
you follow right
order.
Along. Light the lights that Simon lights, or he'll tell you that you're wrong. Simon's a computer. Simon has a brain. You either do what Simon says, or else go down the drain. Simon is a master. He tells you what to do. But you can master Simon if you follow every clue. And if you think Simon's fun at a party, wait till you play it alone. Simon, with 5 ways to play from NB Electronics.
There we go. Now, you didn't just choose this because it's got your name on it.
Yes. Badly, it is actually a really, really good toy. And electronic item. Basically, it's one of the... I would consider it to be one of the first electronic toys, gadgets that came out, games. And a lot of people kind of look at it and think, it's just this simple little thing, it lights up, you push the button, there's not really a lot to it. It's actually a really good memory skill game. You've got to really think and remember because it gets faster as it goes through, and it kind of like exercises your brain cells trying to remember all the things that it was doing, and it can be an absolute gift. And even now they still sell it, and they've got like variations on it as well. You can get like little portable, like little pocket versions of it.
Yeah.
I think they've got one now, which is like a double-sided Simon almost.
Mm.
I don't think actually which one that was. It's actually like I saw it recently. It was actually ridiculously complicated.
Mm. I remember buying back in the noughties. I think it was Bop It. Did you that Bop It where it's a similar thing. You have to do it in order, but it's like you twist something, you flick something, and all that. That was fun.
Yeah, the Bop It is like a modern kind of version of Simon in a way. It's kind of, you still got to kind of do things in order, but it'll tell you, it's like, do this, do this, do this. So literally just go beep, 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 beep with the colours, and then you've got to kind of remember that. But as it goes on, it gets faster and faster, and then it becomes like really, really challenging because you've got to kind of do it.
Yeah.
And I'd probably I'd tap out like probably about 8 or 9 rounds in or something, but there's going to be like absolute clever bastard, like proper Mensa heads that'll just be like, yeah, do it, like, you know, play this for a week and they're still doing the game because they can remember it all, but like, no, stop that.
Yeah, well, just remember, they ain't getting laid.
Yeah.
They ain't getting laid. Yeah, it's an interesting one, so I'll move on to the next one, which is...
Oh, so I thought I love this one.
There we go. So it's Tommy Football. It's I can remember. I don't know if it was the same company, but I can remember an ice hockey type one, but but I don't remember this one. So
there was a nice hockey type version, but Super Cup football. When I was younger, I wasn't like massively into football or anything, but I was really like into my gadgets and stuff, and like any kind of electronic toys were absolutely fantastic to me. This was one of the best toys I ever had. It was absolutely brilliant because it was like the games at the arcade at the time that were like this, you know, like you said, like the ice hockey type game, where you basically like move the sticks and it would actually like do. But this is like it was better than like a table football, because table football is literally up and down with the players and you just sort of spin them and stuff. This is like, it actually felt more like football. You know, the way it's like you twiddle the knobs and the players like swing around and stuff with like little sticks.
Yeah.
And it was basically like an ice hockey game that's been sort of modified to be football, because in football would be more popular in the UK than ice hockey. It was one of the games that I remember used to play a lot with my uncle, because he was like really into his football. He used to play this a lot with him, and I'd always beat him, but I think there's more like he's just being nice and just let the kids win. Or he might have just been really shit.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, the thing I love about, and I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but he's told me Toy. The one thing I loved about them is that they were so damn clever how they were made and how they worked. And you look at like the other stuff that did like Screwball Scramble, Kong Man, which I know Sci-Fi absolutely loves. You just think about them, they were sold relatively cheap for what they are. But they've got all sorts of little gears and motors and moving this, that and the other inside them, and it's just so damn impressive. And it seems like at football, it's the same kind of thing, you know, everything kind of moved and you had all the little controls and everything. How the heck did they do that? Because a lot of toy manufacturers would have just looked at something like that and gone, nah, that's too complicated, we'll just do a board game. Or something, you know, or do something like Subbuteo.
Yeah.
You know, that's a thing that a lot of people forget it was a thing. That used to be really popular.
Yeah. It was popular back when I was a kid, and that's going back a long time.
Yeah, so it's like Super Cup is like a modern Subbuteo for kids that didn't want to mess around with little figures.
Yeah. No, it's clever. It's clever. I often think, well, how did they come up with this idea? How did they come up with this concept? I know what we'll do. We'll have a football game and we'll have it electronic and it'll do this and it's just like, because it's not just electronic, it's mechanical as well.
Well, I'm actually thinking about it. I think it is basically just a reskin of an ice hockey game that they changed it into football because it will sell more in Europe. The ice hockey makes sense because at the time it's like you used to get the ice hockey games in the arcades, you know, with like the domed cover on them. Yeah. You remember them? It's like you used to do the ice hockey now. So it's like kind of similar thing.
Yeah, similar concept.
Like version. Yeah.
Now I've got a big hello and welcome to the one and only Anna Zero in the chat. Hello, sweetheart. So good to see you. Thanks for popping by.
Hello.
Yeah, love you to bits, hon. Love you to bits. Really do. And hope you're okay, hon. I'm made up now. Now, so obviously we've got a natural sort of progression, really, into more this type of thing. And this is your little baby. There we go, that's the little intro done for that. And of course, there's the baby. Just let me put you on full screen. There it is. That's a 48K, yeah?
48K plus?
Yep. 48K plus. And beautiful machine. So, I'm going to...
Proper keyboard.
Well, proper is debatable, but...
well... Sir Clive Sinclair would have gone, that's a proper keyboard. You know, Alan Sugar would have gone, is it fuck?
Yeah, definitely. So, big specky fanboy. Obviously, this was your weapon of choice during your youth.
Weapon of choice. This is the computer I grew up with. This is the thing that got me where I am today, basically. You know, my entire career is... happened basically because I had a Spectrum when I was younger. It got me into computers. So the first Spectrum I had was a 16K Spectrum, which was a hand-me-down from my uncle. He was really interested in computers as he was growing up. So he had a Spectrum 16K not long after they first came out. And I think he actually had one of the when they sold them in kit form or something. So he upgraded from that to a 48K. I don't know why he didn't just buy the bloody upgrade for it.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because they did sell an upgrade, but I guess the salesman may have been like, oh, you've got to buy the new machine. So anyway, I ended up with a 16K, absolutely loved it with the games that I had. Then got really frustrated where a lot of games wouldn't run on it because it was only 16K rather than 48K. I used to get quite upset about that because I don't know if you ever remember this, a lot of people actually won't. The central library in Winchell during the 80s used to rent out cassette games for 8-bit computers.
Yeah.
So you used to pay like 50p or a pound depending whether it was a budget game or big box. And you had like Spectrum, Commodore 64, Amstrad, Acorn, Electron, BBC Micro. And they would always get like all the latest games in. For the Spectrum, Amstrad and Commodore, they always kept up to date with the games. With one of the advantages with Ocean Software being based in Manchester, they had some arrangement with Manchester City Council for the libraries, so whenever they had new games out, they would be in the libraries for rental pretty much as soon as they'd been released. With the Hit Squad games, they had all the Hit Squad games that they came out, all the Codemasters games. So literally, it's like I never bought games. I would always rent them and copy them. Basically,
Yeah.
I'm laughing now when you think about it, but at the time, I don't save money.
It's what we
you don't have
did.
a lot of money when you're younger.
It's what we did.
So, you know,
it's what we did.
I did, and I used to copy them on my dad's, when my stepdad's Amstrad twin tape, high five.
Yeah.
So thanks, Alan Sugar, for giving me 3 games.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we used to rent all the games from the library for the Spectrum, take them home, and like, don't work on my Spectrum, because it only has 16K. I used to get quite upset about this, and Christmas comes up. I had no information that was going to happen. Christmas Day, massive box under the tree. Open it up, and it says Sinclair Spectrum 128K plus 2.
Oh.
And it's the Dixon's special pack. So it came with the joystick. It came with the 6 Sinclair branded games. That had been made up. Brilliant. I can play all these like the latest games.
Yeah.
There was one downside, is the 16K Spectrum had a built-in speaker.
Yeah.
Like a 48K speaker, so you didn't have to have sound for your TV. And my TV that I was using on the Spectrum was a knackered old black and white TV where the sound had broken.
I guess, yeah.
But the picture still worked. So obviously now I've got this 128K Spectrum with a black and white TV, and I've got no sound because the speaker's broken inside the TV.
Oh, shit.
So, well, for some weird reason, they decided to get a TV engineer guy to come out and repair the speaker.
Yeah.
And I remembered that it was literally the only thing that was wrong with it is the wires had come off.
Oh,
So
God.
it just soldered the wires back on and now it worked.
Yeah.
But I had this Spectrum with a black and white monitor, black and white TV, like proper old school with a whacker wheel to tune it in and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like had that for like a year, but I could play all the latest games. They were just in black and white. And then eventually, I think for the following Christmas, I got a colour TV portable.
Yeah.
And I could finally do it. And once I got colour and then started getting the magazines and stuff like Your Sinclair and Sinclair User, that's when I start dabbling with the programming side of things on the Spectrum, like making like little stupid little things, doing music with Sound Tracker. I actually loved it. We used to make all crappy little like demos and stuff. You know, little scrolling messages, bit of music, a picture and stuff. We never shared them. They were literally just made just for us. You know, just for the friends that did them. And I wish I still kept them all, everything that we did.
Yeah.
You know, all the music and pictures, the pictures that we drew and the music we made. A great little thing. But that got me really into computers, so the next logical progression from that is I remember now. I actually went from the Spectrum to Sega Master System, weirdly. I think at the time that Spectrum would just sort of dying out, and we couldn't have a Sega, so moving forward, it'd be a good idea if I had a Sega as well. Unfortunately, didn't realise that we couldn't have a Sega Mega Drive, and I ended up with a Sega Master System at the time. That was a crappy one, but I used to really enjoy the games and stuff. But basically, I had that for a bit. I didn't really like it as much as the Spectrum because I missed the programming side of things.
Yeah.
So I used to still play on the Spectrum and do all the programming side of things, like, because even though I had the Master System, the Spectrum was still getting used. And the only time I stopped using that was when I moved on to the Atari ST. And I was a massive Atari ST fan for like years.
Yeah.
Getting into all that. And then I was beginning to get older now, it's like I'm kind of like back into like original hardware, so my Specky's come back again. I'm still dabbling around with it, but I'm not doing any program because I cannot remember any of it.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? It's like, yeah, because you're talking 30 odd years ago, aren't you? So it's like remembering. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I can't remember any of the basic commands. And it's like on the Atari ST, you used to like make games with GFA Basic and stuff, and I cannot remember how to use them at all now.
Yeah.
You know, Pascal. It's like I haven't got a clue what to do with Pascal these days.
Yeah, yeah. There's. I was looking today at the multi-system arcade game designer.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, that looks really interesting. I'm gonna have a play with that if I get any spare time.
That's one by Jonathan Caldwell.
That's the one, yeah, the Jonathan Caldwell one.
Yeah.
I was looking at that today, so I downloaded it. And the good thing is that you can do it for Specky, Amstrad, MSX, etc. You know, and that one without colour, what's it called, the black and white one?
Yeah, it's a really, really useful tool. It looks like I
Commodore
had a
64.
look at it.
Yeah.
There's another one I looked at, which I'm going to get slightly controversial. I looked at some people, which is called C64 Studio, which was basically like a modern IDE for making games for the Commodore 64. So basically, like if you are used to using like modern developer environments for making games, some guy just made it so to make Commodore 64 games, and I always thought if I could get something like that to do Spectrum or Amstrad games would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Because people these days, like, you know, if you're learning programming at school and stuff, you know, you're learning in a certain way, you're learning how to use these, you know, these eyes, just to call them and stuff. So if you get something like that for virtual games, you're going to kind of love it. Oh, Cypho.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to bring me back to Specky, actually, yeah. Getting the colour CV and realising that a lot of the games were still in black and white, absolutely. And it brought me to one of the things that the Commodore 64 fans used to take the piss out of me at school for, was why is it called Spectrum if the games are black and white? Yeah, that's an interesting thought of that. Not all the games were in black and white, though. You know, some of them were in black and yellow.
Yeah, black and yellow was a real big thing, wasn't it, on the Specky? And it was like, oh
yeah,
my
do you remember
God.
Short Circuit on the Specky?
Oh, mate, it was... well, while we're talking about gaming, what I'll do is I'll put a little video on of one of the games you chose in the background.
Yeah, brilliant. Actually, that would take us nicely. This game.
Yeah, into this game. Yeah, and it's of course Monty. And just checking.
I'll be say Monty.
Oh, Monty. But yeah. So yeah, we're talking about Specky games. So you go on. Why did you choose this one? Of all the games you chose this. So this must have some strong memories for you.
It does. This was one of. So, a friend of mine, he doesn't watch the stream, so he won't be here. He won't know what I'm talking about him.
Yeah, so slag it off, mate. Go for
it. A mate of mine called Dave, and actually, funnily enough, if anyone's like into the Spectrum Next, he's actually working. He's one of the team members on the Spectrum Next. So yeah, he's one of my mates from school, Dave, and he used to spend a lot of time going through his house and playing with Spectrum games and stuff. In this game, we'd play a lot of. But also, we would hack this a lot. And we would change things in the game. Basically, he had a multi-phase 2 in Wizarding. And basically, like that multi-phase, you can freeze the game, you can change areas of memory to make it do things it shouldn't do. We used to piss around with the game, trying to get it to well, not crash, but it's like thing like, oh, could we change things to levels, and all we basically do with that is just make the game absolutely crash or fail and stuff. Well, we spent an awful lot of time on it, and I think actually I never completed it when I was younger because we used to rush through it because it was just, I mean, look at the animation on these sprites, you know, for the time. It's just got that kind of like really bizarre, abstracty, like someone was on some serious substances when they're making these characters. You know,
yeah, definitely.
Like, they're getting like almost like, you know, Matthew Smith style of like weirdness.
Yeah.
But it kind of became like a weird sort of staple on the spectrum that there was a lot of games that got absolutely batshit weird characters in them.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I think like, obviously Jet Set Willy comes to mind when you're talking about that, and spinning razor blades, flying pigs,
like Sinclair faces and all stuff like that. And I think that's probably because a lot of these games like Alvin and Monty, Chubby Grizzle's another game that I used to like playing. They're all basically based on Jet Set Willy, you know, they're that kind of game. So naturally they're probably going to have like the weird humour. I mean, like, why is there a bloody random Bugs Bunny head at the top of the tree?
Why not?
You know, it's just like weird stuff like that. It just makes no sense at the time. The one thing I really absolutely loved about this, we don't get to hear it now because we're playing the game, the music in this game. Now, the original was done by Rob Hubbard on the Commodore 64.
Yeah.
The Spectrum version of the music was done by Ben Daglish. He sadly passed away a few years ago. Absolutely lovely guy. Really talented composer. The music for this, I actually think sounds better than the Commodore 64 version. It's a controversial thought. I mean, the Rob Hubbard original is very, very classic Commodore 64 tune. You know, it's got all the classic Rob Hubbard synth effects and stuff. But what Ben did to the Specky version, he captured a lot of the feeling of the Commodore music, but he's given it his own, and it sounds like a Spectrum tune, but it sounds good.
Yeah.
And then when you've got the little sprites at the top of the screen that do break dancing as well.
Yeah.
It just looks great. The graphics in this are great. This is the kind of this is what the Specky was capable of back then. You know, let's not have these cheaply black and white games or black and yellow games. Let's have something that's got a bit of colour. Yes, there's colour clash in it. There's no avoiding colour clash. It's always going to be there. You can program around it. You know, you can be clever with your placements, the sprites. But in a game like this, it doesn't matter.
No. I'm a big fan of gameplay over prettiness. So
gameplay, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic. Absolutely.
And there was very nearly going to be another Spectrum game that I would have picked over this because again, it's another game I need to play with Rex. Have anyone heard of Rex?
I've not personally heard of it, so
It's an absolutely fantastic platform game on the Specky. But they just have that stronger memories for me, and it is such a good game.
Yeah.
And I wish I completed it, but I'm actually quite shit at games.
Yeah, so am I, mate. Yeah. I like Technician Ted, even though I had no idea what I was doing. I'm exploring. Yeah, that's okay. It's why I like Dizzy so much. No, I'm not a Dizzy fanboy myself. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from. LSG's sticking his 2 pence in there. Totally disagree immediately there, so that's to be expected.
I get it. It's a controversial, you know, it's a controversial thing to say that, you know, I like the Speccy version more than the Commodore 64 version.
Yeah,
It's personal preference.
yeah. Well,
You know,
like I said, you got to remember all these C64 owners are always permanently angry, you know, because they've got no bright colours in their lives. So, and when they see these bright colours, it must do something. I think it's
It's the brown that does it.
Yeah. And how many shades of grey do you need?
Well,
But yeah, definitely. Rex is awesome according to Zypho. And so,
he's got taste.
yeah, good lad. So we'll move on now onto now this one. I'd never in a million years have thought that this would appear on the Atari 2600. So I'm just going to play it. Oh my god. California Games on a 2600.
Yeah.
Explain yourself, sir.
Well, it is one of these games that it has absolutely no right being on the 2600. But they somehow did it. Now, there was a brief period where I still had my Speccy, but my uncle got me an Atari 2600. And it wasn't a VCS, it was a 2600 I had. It was the slimline version that came out in the UK. With the sliders for the buttons rather than the toggle switches. And Bear Man would have got this at like late 80s when it was pretty much dead anyway. And you know, you're talking about 1970 technology here. And there used to be this really dodgy game shop up in Lancashire somewhere, and we basically we had to drive for ages to get to it. But it used to advertise in the Loop, if you remember the Loop.
Yeah, I remember Luke, yeah.
For those that don't know the Loop was a free ads paper around Manchester area, and this game shop used to advertise in there, but it did games really, really cheap. And for 2600, for Atari 2600 games, you used to be able to pick them up for like a couple of quid a cartridge. So my uncle used to take me there every time he used to come off and visit from London, and we would get all these games, and some of the games you end up being absolute shite. There's you get some really nice hidden gems, and this was one of them. Now, I remember California Games on the Spectrum, and I remember playing it on the Master System at my cousin's, and I think it's an absolutely brilliant game. When I saw it on that there was a 2600 cartridge, I lost my mind. I thought, whoa, the Master System game on the 2600 is going to be absolutely amazing. So I get the cartridge and get home with it, load it up, and I'm like, what the shit is this? And at first you think, oh, God, this just looks shit.
Yeah.
This is a California game. Then you start to play it, and you realise that very early on in the program, you realise they can't port the California games that you'd expect to the 2600. There's no way, it's physically impossible. So what they've done is they've done their own version of it, based on the spec. But you get absolutely ridiculous moments like the BMX racing, where it's almost comical because you can go so damn fast on this, hit into a tree, land on the floor, and then he sits there rubbing his head like the Stan Laurel, you know, do it like kind of thing. And then I don't know if it's going to get to that. I think this video is going to kind of try and complete this level. You got the beanbag, the footbag thing, which, alright, fair enough. That's kind of doable. The BMX, they've changed its thing. The next one that comes after this is the surfboard. And you think, no, there's no way that they were able to pull that off on the 2600.
Yeah.
But they do a damn good job. They give it a try, and I don't know if it's like because they've had a lot more years of experience with these games, but they don't have managed to push it to its limits, and it's a little fun game. I used to play the heck out of this. There's literally only 3 games that I remember playing a lot on the 2600. With there we go, the surfboard. I mean, look at that with the raster bars.
Yeah.
That's just like, you know, Specky couldn't do that.
No. It is impressive. Hats off. I was amazed when because I was like, no, he's got his system wrong here. I thought it was the wrong system. I never knew this came out for the 2600. And then I started looking at it, and I was like, oh my god, this actually looks really good.
Yeah, there was like loads of these little hidden gem games on the thing. I mean, there was another game that I used to play a lot of on the 2600 called Solaris.
Oh yeah.
And that is incredibly impressive for the 2600. You know, it's basically like a space game. And how they've managed to do it on that is just incredible. So, California game, absolutely, it's just amazing for what it did. And it just brings back a lot of memories playing that.
Yeah, definitely, and again, your next game you chose, again, it was one I never knew came out, and this was on the old Master System. And again, I never realised this came out on the Master System. And again, I was like, oh god, he must have picked the wrong system again. No, it was a real thing. I was like, wow. So, of course, it's Trivial Pursuit on a Sega Master System, of all things.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's Trivial Pursuit. Everyone knows what Trivial Pursuit is. There's no getting around that. It's a board game. But what they've done on the Master System is they've made it really, really fun to play. They put this character in it. I think he's got a name. I don't know what his name is. They basically got a little character that comes along, tells you what to do, reads the questions out to you. If it's a musical question, he's on a little piano and he plays the tune for you. Now, there is one downside to the game which will come up now. Did you get it right? So, I knew it was triangular. Yes, so I'll press yes, every time. You know, it doesn't make an attempt to give you like 2 answers and just say which one is it. You just go, oh, the answer is this. Did you get it right? Oh, yes, I did. Yeah, I've completed the game now. Ridiculous thing. The only time you can kind of get around that is when you play it with your family. Yeah. And that's where my memories come from. This used to get played almost every weekend with my family, in front of the TV. It's the only ever time my mum would ever play a computer game, well, a console game, would be Trivial Pursuit, because it's a game that all the oldies knew. Mm-hmm. But playing on the TV made it better than the board game. Yeah. You know, especially with like the musical stuff. It's like things that would say like, which 16th century composer wrote this tune, and then it will play the tune, and then you think, oh yeah, that's Brian something. And then it'll go, oh, did you get it right? Oh yeah, I knew everything about 16th century music. Yes, I definitely got it right. And it's not going to judge you. It's not going to go, no, you fucking liar, you didn't get it right, did you? It just take your word for it. Yeah. But the graphical presentation in it, I mean, look at it. It's so well done for a Master System game.
No, it is impressive. I'm going to give a shout out to John Gage now, because I know John Gage, I don't know if he still does it, because I've not been able to tune in much with work commitments, but he actually streams quiz games like this, like Trivial Pursuit. And he fair play. He gets everybody to answer And then if they get it right, he does it. But if they get it wrong, then he's faithful. He doesn't cheat. So if you fancy having a go, I'm sure John will more than happily play this one again. This version on one of his streams. So it's okay, Bog. I know you're still here, buddy. It's certainly one that you can get involved with, and it's a lot of fun, especially on John's stream. So big shout out to John Gage there. But I'm not sure if he's streaming anymore, but I know he was definitely streaming Trivial Pursuits because I joined in. So in November it was you quit. There you go. Well, big shout out to John anyway. Big shout out to John because he's you might be able to pick up some of the old vids and see how he does it. So but awesome game, absolutely awesome game. I was shocked to see this one, and I suppose we can't have gaming without one of your machines, which is the old Atari ST.
Yeah. And I didn't pick Amiga because I didn't have an Amiga.
Yes, and this is the ST version. I think this is the STE version. I don't know if it was enhanced or not. But there's a lot of digitised sound on this version. It's of course Turrican 2.
Yeah, this is there.
So is this standard or is this the enhanced version?
Oh, this is the standard version. They have the digital music in the standard version. My Sega Master System, which I had, the triple machine and everything, I got bored of it. I get bored quite easily, got bored of it. And I found out that one of my friend's sisters was after it. So, well, look at my system, you can buy it off me. So, with all the games and everything, I think I sold that for £100. And another friend of mine was selling an Atari SGFM, and he only wanted £75 for it. So I bought it off him. Now, bear in mind that Master System was bought for me by my mum. I'm still living at home. So, it's like, where's the Master System? Got it. They've got this computer instead. I had to kind of big up the Atari ST to make it seem like I actually got quite a good deal here, an actual computer can do things for school on it.
Yes.
So, there was a lot of shit games I had with it because I had the called the 10-star pack that came from Silicon. It had absolutely shitty games in it. It had a version of Trivial Pursuit that was absolutely terrible. It had the worst port of Outrun I've ever played.
What, worse than the Amstrad version?
Oh, worse than this. The Atari ST version of Outrun is like... It's like somebody described Outrun to a programmer over a crackly phone line. And they've gone off to make it based on the description. So, a lot of the games were crap, and then my friend at school had Turrican 2, and he had it on a dodgy copy that he got from market or something, so he made me a copy of it, and I loaded it up. First time I heard that music, I almost lost my shit, because until that point, the music I've heard on the Atari ST was no better than what you got on the Spectrum.
Yeah, the AY chip. Well,
yeah, the AY chip. And then I heard, this is like proper music, this is like synths and all sorts. And until like years later, I realised that it is basically the MIDI version that's been slightly downsampled to work on the ST. But it's like, whoa, this is absolutely amazing. And then you get into the game, then the music is UIM chip music. And it's one of the first games that I played on the ST, and I thought, this is absolutely amazing. The animation of the sprite, the colours, there's so many colours, it's like, oh. you're going from like a Spectrum to a Master System which is colourful, but not massively colourful, to a Atari ST. It's like, whoa, this is like Amiga. I think my cousin had an Amiga at the time, and I thought I really wanted an Amiga, but they were so expensive.
Yeah.
I had no chance of getting. I mean, I had no chance of getting an Atari ST growing up from my parents because they were expensive as well. So for me getting an FM for £75 was like a bargain at the time. So Talking to, I used to absolutely play a lot. I remember all the little things about it, like where you used to shoot the blocks to get all the power-ups out of it. And every time you collected the power-up, there'd be like a little sample that would say like what the power-up was. So it'd be like multiple laser power-up and stuff. He's like picking them all up and little things like that. And then when he's the little character's got his gun and he's like giving it like that with his gun as he's walking and stuff. And it's such a cool game.
Yeah.
It at the time I found it really hard. I think I've still not completed it. Shit games, as I've already said. But you didn't want to stop playing when you couldn't do it. You still kept trying. I was talking to, and yeah, it's just absolutely brilliant. And the composer of the music. Well, actually, the interesting thing, the Amiga music for Talking to was written by a guy called Chris Hulsbeck. The Atari ST version of the music was written by a guy who was basically converted to the Atari ST by a guy called Joachim Hippel. I've met him a couple of times and he's a really super lovely bloke.
Yeah.
I used to go to a lot of like demo parties over in Holland and stuff with the Atari ST. And a lot of the old programmers used to go to it, so if anyone familiar with Valiant software, a lot of those programmers used to go to them as well. They were massive on the Atari ST back in the day. They used to do like Leaflet Set, Winds of Death, Chambers of Shaolin. You know, the kind of really colourful games that like really push the limits of the hardware. And this the port of this game is Talking to. It's one of those games that you thought, Atari ST probably can't do this. I mean, it doesn't have all the colours that the Amiga has.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the custom chips. You know, it doesn't have a Blizzard chip. It doesn't have digital sound. This game probably should look shit on the ST, but they still managed to make it look and feel like the Amiga. And obviously it doesn't have the really cool copper background.
Yeah.
Still done a really good job with it.
Yeah. No, it looks belting to me. And if you'd never seen the Amiga version, you'd obviously be blown away by it.
I'm blown away by it because I know now from my experience with the hardware, the Atari ST, and speaking to the programmers, I know how difficult this was to pull off. To be a decent frame rate on the basic Atari ST. This ran on a half meg STFM. So, little things like that.
What year did the SCFM come out? Was that 85, 86? Roughly?
Oh gosh, FM was about 85. When the Atari ST first came out in 84. It's actually, it blows my mind actually think about this. It's like, especially when I think about the Amiga recently. The Amiga coming out in like 84, 85. You look at, at the time everyone's got like Commodore 64s and Amstrad and Spectrums and here's this computer. I mean, it was absolutely horrendously expensive when it first came out.
Yeah.
But the technological leap between the two is just like ridiculous. I think anyone who would have looked at Atari ST and Amiga when they first came out would have thought, this shit's in the future. This is like alien technology. This doesn't look like anything that we've got. It's like the first time you see CGI in a movie, you think.
Yeah, definitely. I remember seeing my first Atari ST and Amiga, and there was a little computer shop in Northenden. I don't know if you know Northenden. And it used to be this little computer shop, and they were playing International Karate on it, and I was just like, oh my god, what is this? Coming from obviously an 8-bit background, and then seeing 16-bit graphics, my jaw was on the floor, absolutely on the floor, and I just sat watching these guys there. You know, obviously they worked at the shop, but they were just sat there playing the games non-stop, and I just stood there for ages staring at all these colours and detailed graphics and that on the, and I was like, wow, this is, you know, you can't get better than this. Well, obviously it did. But yeah, brilliant game, brilliant selection. Now,
I got my year slightly wrong. It was 1985 for both the ST and the Amiga that came out. So
yeah, I know the SC came out first because Jack Trammell was determined to get it out.
The original Atari ST came out in June 85, and then the Amiga 1000 came out in July of 85. But yeah, the Amiga was just horrendously expensive.
Yeah.
It wasn't really probably until the Amiga 500 came out that it really took off, like for the home computer market, because they managed to constitute a lot of the machine. For a lot of time, the Atari ST was like a bit of seller. Especially in Germany, the Atari ST was way more popular than the Amiga in Germany.
Yeah.
Probably because it was cheaper and it came out first and stuff.
Yeah. No, fair play. The ST was a capable machine. It really was. It was the you had the computer wars like you have the console wars. So it was, but it doesn't take away. They were still technologically at the time. They were. I mean, you got to think 1984, 1985. The Amstrad came out in '84.
Yeah. I know, that's the thing. It's like everything just sort of leaped really quickly.
Yeah.
And then, like, you get like the PC starts. Well, obviously, the PC's still a thing by then, but it was like more of a businessy thing. You know, no one really had them in the home. But the PC base slowly creeps in a bit more, and then eventually took over. You know, in the '90s, and that worked.
Yeah. Good night, Zypho. Yeah, you get some sleep, Zypho. Yeah, definitely.
Bye, Zypho.
All right, you get some sleep, mate. And thanks for your support throughout all these streams as well, buddy. I really appreciate it. Right, so we're going to move on to TV now. And what we used to rush home from school. And I'll start with a classic, of course. Mate.
This is a story about an ordinary teddy bear. When he was made, they found something wrong with him and threw him away like a piece of rubbish into an old dark storeroom. Then, from outer space, a spotty man brought him to life with his cosmic dust. He took him to a magic cloud where Mother Nature gave him special powers. That bear became Super Ted.
There we go. So yeah, it's good to say, Mike Young. He's Welsh.
Yeah.
Producer, creator, created Super Ted, and Will Quack Quack was another cartoon that he did. But Super Ted is actually originally Welsh.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the Welsh episodes on YouTube, and it's like, if you don't speak Welsh, you have no idea what to say.
Yeah, you got no chance there.
But the Super Ted, I had so many memories of it. When I was younger, our holidays basically consisted we will go and spend a fortnight down at my uncle's down in London. Because, you know, going to London was like a big thing there. It's like, whoa, it's London, you know, it's all this lovely thing to go and see and stuff. And to keep it like entertaining and stuff, it's like we're going to rent me a video or something, you know, at a local video shop. And most of the time I'd always want to watch Super Ted.
Yeah.
And I would literally watch this tape on loop. We'd watch the Super Ted, take the end, it gets rewound, it's on again.
Yeah.
To the stage that my uncle really got fed up with Super Ted. because I would not want to watch anything else other than it. And it's absolutely, thinking about it, it's brilliant. For a kid's cartoon, it is brilliant. You know, it's so well done. You've got fantastic voice acting in it as well. You know, you've got Melvin Hayes as the really camp skeleton in it. Roy Keane is in it. You know, bless him. You know, Derek Griffiths. There's a lot of thing I loved about a lot of these, like the 80s kids shows. They always had like proper big names in them. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Lending their voices to these cartoons and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, you had like Danger Mouse. You had David Jason, didn't you?
Oh yeah, John Pertwee. Stan says, yeah, John Pertwee was spotty. How could I forget John Pertwee?
Yeah,
He's just got that voice you can't.
Oh
forget.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All these. It's amazing, really. All these famous people, really, and we'll continue on to this one now. I've never heard of this.
In return, they gave us the plans for our first.
I'm surprised if anyone knows what it is.
Let's see if anybody knows this. First one to name it in the chat gets a trusty badge.
Unique individuals to protect Earth and our allies. Courageous pioneers committed to the highest ideals of justice and dedicated to preserving law and order across the new frontier.
Let's see if anyone can
These
get
are
it.
the adventures of the Galaxy Ranger.
I think there might be some. The Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers.
Yeah.
One of those cartoons that a lot of people kind of forget or don't remember. There was a period of like mid to late 80s where like BBC and ITV would show a lot of these like new American cartoons that were all kind of based along the similar kind of plots. So you would have like your Galaxy Rangers, your Centurions, Brave Star. The Galaxy Rangers. I try to remember a lot of the like what it was actually based about, and I think it was more like a space western thing. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So it's basically just like some kind of like Brave Star, where basically it's a western set in space.
Mm.
And it was like a weird thing that was around that time when they're kind of getting into like the Wild West with cartoons. It's just sort of like, I don't know what triggered it all off. A lot of people kind of wrote it off as being like a Brave Star ripoff because it was like, you know, the same kind of plots in a way. But it's Galaxy Rangers, like, you've actually got like a group of Rangers rather than just one person, which made it so much better for playing at school, because we used to always kind of act out like the popular cartoons of the day. So Brave Star, you can't really act it out because only one person can be Brave Star, and then what else? Everyone else going to be able to do. Galaxy Rangers, though, we could run around the playground during breaks pretending to be the Galaxy Rangers. You know, having our little adventures in space, which was really just the playground and things. And it's like, I'm still trying to remember like some of the actual plots of it, because this is the weird thing. It's like, I remember the show, I remember like, some of the parts of it. I don't remember any of the episodes.
It sounds like a weekend YouTube delve for that one for you, maybe.
It's gonna have to be. I'm gonna have to get my off YouTube and kind of rewatch some of it, because all I remember is they're on like robotic horses, which we thought, as kids, they were the most amazingly badass things. It's like robot horses, you're in space. This is amazing. Or maybe I was just like, easily pleased as a kid. But the interesting thing about this is I've just read is that this is actually animated by Japanese. So this is actually like a Japanese animation that was done for the Western market. So it's obviously with like Western voicing. And I've just seen the name of the company that developed it, and I don't think I'll repeat that. Gaylord Entertainment Company, so that's an interesting name.
Very interesting, yeah, very interesting name. Yeah, I'm just, Technic, that's why I mute the microphone, my microphone, Technic, to stop the echo. So, and then forget to put it back on again. So, excellent stuff. And of course, your other choice is one of my all-time favourites, and this is still, I am going to buy, at some stage, an outfit for this, because it's just awesome. Now, my dogs are probably about to go apeshit because my oldest daughter's due home any minute, so they may start barking again. Yes, of course, it's the one and only Banana Man. Right,
Out with Banana Man.
Oh, yeah. Just let me get rid of these dogs. 2 seconds, because they're going apeshit. Like I said, my daughter's just turned up, so I'll just mute this and get them out. Just hold on.
Okay. We're going to start with Banana Man. So, when Eric eats a banana, an unexpected change or something. So, yeah, it's absolutely brilliant cartoon. The one thing I always remembered, it had the goodies, did the voices for it. So, Chibuk Taylor, Graham Garden, Bill Oddie.
Yeah.
Were absolute brilliant comedians of the day. And they're there doing Banana Man and doing all their silly voices for it as well. I think the Banana Man was originally like a comic strip, and then they made a TV version of it, the cartoon. So I think it was on BBC One. I think it was at the time when it was actually on. So you used to I just remember it being on when I was younger watching it.
Yeah, I've got visions of Phil Schofield announcing it from the cupboard.
Yeah, that's what I think I remember, because it was basically like Philip Schofield with his hand up the...
Gopher's ass, yeah.
No, his hand up the cameraman, and the other hand up Gordon the Gopher, and then he'll be like, oh, here's my banana, man. And then, someone will actually put the cartoon on, not misunderstanding what he meant.
Yeah,
and it'd be like, and it was, what is it? He lived on Acacia Road. I don't remember what the number was. Someone will know the number. Someone in the chat will know the number. What number Acacia Road did he used to live? Ed the Duck was better. Ooh, no. Because Ed the Duck was Andy Crane, and Andy Crane, no. Don't like Andy Crane.
He used to molest it, yeah.
Yeah.
In the cupboard. Yeah,
I remember watching it all, but I can't recall any specific episodes of it, because it's just you watch it when you're younger. It's just something to watch, and it's really fun, weird, and interesting in that sense.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but no, awesome cartoon. I used to love Banana Man, and like I said, it's my lifelong dream to dress up as Banana Man, have the outfit. But it's got to be a decent outfit, not like one for Love You Babes or something like that. Yeah. It's got to be a proper one. Yeah, I just thought, proper muscle suit and all that would be brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I just see these fishing now at Play Expo, where you got the panel on stage, and here comes Banana Man, and you're just wandering.
Yeah.
That'd be actually brilliant.
Yeah, I'd quite happily walk. Yeah, I could. Yeah, definitely. I could definitely walk around. And wearing that stuff. At Play Expo, no problem. No, I have no shame. Yeah.
Your banana.
Yeah, definitely, especially with me banana showing. So I'm going to move on to a little bit more grown-up TV, and again, awesome soundtrack, this one. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd was in it. I had episodes with George Clooney, excellent TV show. So you were more into Street Hawk than maybe Knight Rider?
Actually, I think to buy both of them, Knight Rider and Street Hawk. It's just Knight Rider was just the obvious choice, and I think people mentioned that before, and I completely missed that someone's already mentioned Street Hawk. It's kind of interesting because Street Hawk had a lot of good ideas. It was written off, though, unfortunately, as being like a rip-off of Knight Rider, basically Knight Rider with bikes. So it had one series and then got canned. I actually really enjoyed it, and I ended up having memories of, after watching the episodes, going out on my little BMX, pretending I'm Street Hawk, so like doing little jumps off things, and it like was hurting myself in the process, you know, all these jumps and stuff. But you know, I'm thinking, I'm Street Hawk, and it's like amazing, and trying to go like hyper speed on my BMX, which couldn't really go that fast.
Yeah, like Novabug said, like Novabug said, they're 300 mile an hour on a motorcycle that has no fairing. I'm a bike rider, and it's not happening. Technology-wise, the only bikes that can do 300 at the moment are the GP bikes. They're not at the moment the Grand Prix bikes, and they can just reach 300. But you need proper fairing and that. It's just
but it's like where you see videos of like the Alaman TT and people coming off their bikes. You don't want to be going any faster than that.
No.
No.
Yeah, but here's a scary thought. For about $2,500, you can buy yourself a nice old school Suzuki Hayabusa, and it will do 200.
Yeah.
So, and they do 200. I've done one of those on a track, and you do it the once, you don't do it again.
and they're cool little engines as well, because a lot of people stick them in cars that have no rights to have engines like that in them.
Yeah.
So you have like little smarts that they put the Hayabusa engines in, and they're absolutely mental.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, absolutely fabulous. But yeah, I need to move swiftly along because we are running out of time. So
yeah,
we're going to move on to another favourite of everybody's, and this is one show that had a moral to it, and I think everybody loved this. This was a Sunday afternoon show for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, definitely was.
Yeah, it was on. It was on a Sunday afternoon. I can't remember what channel, whether it was Granada or if it was on Channel 4.
Oh, it was on BBC Two, I remember.
Was it BBC Two? There you go. But yeah, definitely, a Sunday afternoon one. Yeah, another book says it installed his moral compass.
Yeah.
Striving to put right what once went wrong, and hoping each time.
There we go. Yeah, Technic saying BBC Two.
Another amazing TV by Donald P. Belisario.
Yeah.
The same guy did Battlestar Galactica, Magnum.
Yeah.
So he's quite good at doing TV shows. I couldn't really know it. It's brilliant. Though Scott Bakula absolutely plays the part of Sam brilliantly. Dean Stockwell with Al. I think he actually plays that part really convincingly as being like his colleague, friend, or whatever, who's not actually there, kind of thing. It's saying about the whole thing. There's a lot of episodes that were kind of like completely fictional, but there's a lot where he would actually like leap into specific historical moments of time and try to not change things, but basically like something's going to happen that will prevent the historical moment from occurring, so we have to stop that from happening to preserve history, kind of thing. And And a lot of it kind of interesting, like the American South, so he had to deal with all like the racial tension of the time and things. There's one episode where he jumped into the body of a young lad with Down syndrome, and it's one of the first times that there was ever an actor with Down syndrome to be on TV, especially primetime TV. So all little moments like that it did, you know, it's this kind of mix of like, you know, social commentary, science fiction, humor, and, you know, drama as well. It's kind of a show that's completely ahead of its time, and it's like really, really good to watch. And then it just ended. The way they ended it was just terrible.
Yeah.
It didn't get a proper ending.
Yeah, it was again. Yeah, the ending was pretty sad. Really, it was. Well, you know, they had a choice. He either carries on or he goes back. He gets back home, and they just chose that he carries on. Basically, it was just weird because we all wanted him to get back in the end. I think that's what they should have done. But yeah, it was a great show, and again, it had a lot of morality in it, which was awesome. Yeah, and I'm going to move on to the next one, bud. This TV show now. This one I've never heard of, and you are going to have to completely explain this because I've never heard of it. I'll be dead honest.
Well, Interceptor. So a lot of people are going to be familiar with Treasure Hunt. So Treasure Hunt is a game show that was done by Jacques Antoine, a French television producer. This was a second show that he did with a lot of similarities with Treasure Hunt. So it's use of helicopters with a camera and sound link to a studio. Now the difference with Treasure Hunt. So Treasure Hunt has basically got one runner. They're somewhere completely random and they've got to try and find a point. Interceptor, you've got two people, members of the public. They both got backpacks on. One backpack's full of money, the other one isn't. Each person's got a key to the opposite person's backpack. So basically what they've done is they're dumped in random locations they've got to meet to unlock the backpacks. But there's this guy in a helicopter who's called the Interceptor, who's basically trying to stop them meeting and sap their backpacks. If he saps the backpacks, they can lock it, which means that when they do meet and they come to unlock the backpacks, if it's locked and it's got the money in, you don't win the money. So it's all about them trying to meet each other, to work out where they are in these random locations without getting caught by the Interceptor in the helicopter, or sometimes in a car. But basically like a bad person, and he's got like a laser gun on his hand that he tries to sap their backpacks with.
Right, I get you.
It's a very weird show when you think about how it works.
Yeah.
But it is interesting, but it only lasted one season before it got canned.
It's a shame. Yeah, it's a shame because, well, you can see now that people are... Yeah, Annabelle Croft. They're all the guys are getting the tissues out again for Annabelle Croft in there. Yeah, definitely. The guy who played the Interceptor was nuts, according to Novabug. He was.
He was. I was just looking on the old internet. He's Sean O'Kane as the Scottish actor.
I get you, yeah, and it looks like he went to the Guild of Overacting. but apparently it shit 8-bit rage up. Yeah, but I liked it.
Yeah, I wish you were saying about me trying to explain the plot of it. I did the same thing to Mikey when I tried to get him to show Interceptor on his stream, and he just went, nope. He could not understand it because it is very different. You watch one episode of it, you will not get it. It is overly complicated, but I once you get into it, you understand it. It's quite interesting. And that's probably why it failed. No one got it.
Yeah, apparently only 8 episodes. Bloody hell. Yeah. Novabug got it as a kid. I'm a bit older than you, so the only thing I would have got out of that would have been a good ham shank. But I'm going to move on to the big screen now and close that. And here we go. We're going to move on to a movie now that hopefully everybody will know. If you've not seen this film, there is something wrong with you. It's, for me, this is in the class of the Goonies kind of thing, those kind of adventures. Awesome film, of course. Let's see who's got it. Let's see who's got it. Yeah, she knows what it is. Yeah, so come on, guys, you should get. Yes, there he goes. Sexy's got it. Flight of the Navigator. What a film! I loved this. So we can talk through the while it's playing if you wish. Yeah, tell us all about it, mate. Why is it so special to you?
It brings tears to my eyes. It is such a fantastic film. It's one of my favourite. I've watched it so many times and it does not get boring. Even though I know the plot of the film, I know how it ends. It's just brilliant. It's so well done. I mean, considering that this is a kids' movie, the sci-fi like aspects of it as well. It hits all the right boxes to me as a kid. You know, it had the sci-fi, had aliens, had adventure. You know, kid being able to do his own thing away from his parents. That was brilliant. Everyone wanted to do that, didn't it? And then as you get older and you revisit it, you realise, wow, you know, there's like little things in it that you may have missed as a kid and stuff. And I mean, I'm just looking at the video now and just getting all the things. And it's I literally watched it on Wednesday as well.
Oh yeah, you just watched it recently. Mike ZT said.
I completely forgot that I submitted it for this.
Yeah.
I just wanted to watch it.
Yeah. Well, no, wrong with that, mate. Mike ZT has never seen it. Right, it's called Flight of the Navigator. And it's a childhood fantasy film. It really is. It's an amazing piece of work, and it appeals to adults as well. It's an amazing piece of work. It's just even now, the effects still hold up now. Yeah, definitely.
It's actually one of the first times they did that kind of like metallic look, you know, with the graphics. And it's still good.
Oh yeah,
and also, Sarah Jessica Parker looked really fit in it.
Yeah. So,
even though she was probably 17 or 18 then.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. It's still legal.
Not in America, it's not.
Well, we're in the UK, so it's that's all we care about. Yeah, and Now then, guys, the next film. I have to say I've never seen. Now, what I'm going to do is play it, and let's see if you recognise the film before it announces what it is. Put it in the chat. Let's see who can get this first. I've got a feeling maybe DVD Film Bloke or Taxi will get this. Okay. Again, it's similar genre. Let's see who gets in first.
Their own business on their own planet. When poor Mac and his whole family were snatched from the only world they knew. When the smoke had cleared,
Taxi's never seen it.
Was lost in searching for his family.
Chris knows it.
But he found ours instead. At first it was kind of like the
there we go. Smooth MJ straight in. Good to see you, buddy, with Mac and me. Mac and me.
Ever tried telling your mom that the house has been invaded?
Never seen it either. Now, you're going to have to explain why you chose this, sir.
Well,
you're gonna have to sell it to us. You're gonna have to sell it.
Oh, I'm not gonna sell it. It's an absolutely abysmal, awful film. But this is all about recollections. This is all about memories.
Yes.
And I have weirdly fond memories of seeing this at the cinema. Now, you're a Manchester lad. You know Burnage.
Yeah.
There used to be a cinema in Burnage, and it was one of the cheapest cinemas in Manchester.
Yeah.
It used to be like £1 a ticket for the kids. And what would happen is, like on a Sunday afternoon, and I'd take him to the cinema, and I basically get left there while the film's on. Most likely, mum's having a drink in the pub or something. Mac and Me was one of the films on, and I saw the poster and I thought, that looks amazing. I really want to go and see that. So I went to the cinema. This was the first time I'm at the cinema on my own watching this film. And I didn't care that the film sucked, because I'm on my own. I'm the big boy now. I'm in a cinema watching a film on my own. This is amazing. And I did come away from the film really wanting a McDonald's. If anyone who's seen the film will understand why, because there's a segment in the film that, for absolutely no reason whatsoever, completely random, there's a massive song and dance parade in a McDonald's restaurant, which ends up basically just being a massive advertisement. It has nothing to do with the plot of the film. It's just literally like McDonald's have just gone, here's a load of money, can you put us in the film a bit? Do better than that, we'll give you half an hour. It seemed like half an hour. It's probably more like 5-10 minutes, but my God, if you find it on YouTube, the McDonald's segment of Mac and Me, it is utterly dreadful. It is cringy. All these little stage show kids giving it all out while they're dancing, going, yay, McDonald's, and they've got this person dressed up as Ronald McDonald that basically looks like a sex offender. Doesn't even look like Ronald McDonald. It literally looked like they found a random person and just gone, look, here you go, put this costume on, mate, we need a Ronald. And, I mean, getting back to the film itself, the one moment I remember in it is just piss myself laughing to this day, is where the little kid's in his wheelchair and then he goes flying down this, like, ravine into the, like, river or whatever it is. And then you get the puppet just pops up with Mac. But you can say that they've completely, like, edited it onto the film. Like, they've got this puppet in a studio where the lighting's all wrong. So it just looks completely ridiculously stupid. I think Angry Video Game Nerd actually did something about Mac and Me at one point. So that'd be worth watching. But yeah, it is, and I would say it is a bunch of arse candles.
Yeah.
Film. But it has memories, because the first time I was the big boy in the cinema on my own watching the film, and I loved it because the film stopped halfway and you got to have an ice cream.
Yeah. The cinema in Burnage, I think, was called the Concorde back in the day. I don't.
Concorde? Yes. Yeah. I think it was the Concorde.
Yeah, it was called the Concorde.
It ended up closing down and got turned into a quick save.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it was on Kingsway. Yeah.
Yeah, literally on the main road, on the corner.
Yeah. Oh, there, I know that area very well. So just round the corner is where my gran lives. So from there. So yeah, definitely awesome film. Well, we're there, bud. We've done it. We've survived. We're still alive. We are still alive, and we've managed to get through. And yeah, nothing to worry about, I told you.
Nope. And that's 2.5 hours that everyone who's watching will never get back.
Yep. So, thank you so much, buddy, for coming on.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed looking back at happier days. And revisiting their memories, yeah, definitely. Everybody is happy to see you here, and but it's been absolutely awesome. So I'm going to let you go, buddy, while I have a quick chat with everybody.
Yeah.
So
bye, everyone.
I'll let you say goodbye to everyone. Yes.
Wait for my video to catch up.
Yeah, don't worry, mate. Yeah, it's okay. I'll do it on here. But yeah, again, thank you. Yeah, all the love's coming in. All the love's coming in. I just want to say, I just want to speak to the everybody. So, okie doke. So there we go, folks. That is it. That is it. I want to say a huge thank you to all of you that have supported me through this little project, and I want everybody to put some love hearts at Andrea Wyatt, who's been lurking in the stream, but I want everybody, because I wouldn't have been able to do this show without her. I really wouldn't. She's been an absolute lifesaver. So yes, you can go for the piss now, mate. And sorry, Smooth, I'll explain again, but I want everybody to send lots of love to Andrea Wyatt. Okay, lots of love hearts for Andrea, because again, she's been an absolute, the backbone. She really is the backbone of the community. And again, I wouldn't be able to do this. Now, as I said before, I'm not leaving, I'm not disappearing, I still will be around. It's been, I'm trying not to get emotional. I will miss streaming, I'll be dead honest, because I miss hanging out with you guys, but what's going on is that serious. I have to, oh, sweetie, I have to give it my 100% focus. So I don't know if anybody's going to take my slot up or not. I have no problem with that. Please, if they do, give them support, like you have me. Yeah, no problem, Chris. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Retro. It does. Thank you. But I will be around. I really will be around. I'll also be in the chat. And yeah, Furlong's the replacement. Yeah, Furlong's going to be doing a show just on Pinball Dreams. And yeah, or is it going to be called Snapshot Dreams? And yeah, but yeah, please, yeah, I'm definitely going to be around, buddy, in other streams. So if anyone is in, here we go. Next Sunday you're on a quiz on Retro BB. That'd be good to see. OSG, if you can get a link, throw it in my Discord, mate, for people to see. Put the link in my yeah, Furlong Plays. Yeah, she's not a bad old stick, is she? But it's been great. I've enjoyed doing this stream. I really have. And again, I'll say it again. The idea is we were all going through some shit with all this lockdown malarkey, and the idea was to get everybody looking at better times, just to get through it. And now we're through it by the looks of things. So I feel job done. It's happened. But yeah, it's yeah, I'm filling up now. Like I said, I'm still going to be around. I'm going to be in all the chats. I'll be in the after parties taking dodgy pictures of Andrea. But you know, when she's asleep, you know, that kind of thing. So, but I've enjoyed having you as an audience, and you please, if you can, get your backsides to Blackpool, because I want to have a drink with every single one of you. I really do. Those that can make it, yeah. No worries, Brian. Get your bums to Blackpool. I definitely. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Don't be sad. Just be glad this happened. Yeah. I do have other stream ideas. I will be coming back once everything's back in. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame, Ego. But I want to have a drink with every one of you. I really do. So I'm definitely at Blackpool. Andrew's going to be at Blackpool. Chris is at Blackpool. I believe Zypho's going to be there as well. I just want meet everybody and have a bloody good hug and a drink, and we can make a fool of ourselves. Yeah. Right, Novabug said it there on Novabug's Discord. Novabug, you're a mod. You can throw the link in, mate. You've got mod status. If you want to chuck the link in my chat. But yeah, there's on Novabug's Discord, there is a thing just for the Norbreck Hotel, those that are staying there. And I did come up with an idea that we have a competition. Yeah, we will have a gay old time. Steve. What we will do is whoever has the worst room gets one free drink off everybody. But it has to be supported by, there you go, there's the link. It has to be supported by photo evidence. So whoever gets the worst room. So everyone's going, yeah, bouncer baby. Everyone will be going to the Norbreck. Give me the shittest room, give me the shittest room. But yeah. So I have to shit on my bed. Well, you can if you wish, Retro and Lame Malts. Yeah, if we feel it and it's still warm, we know you've just done it, mate. But yeah, somebody into me beer rate. It's only 3%. Oh, bless Rach. Rach, you've got to come. You really have to come to Blackpool, sweetheart. I'll even pick you up on the way on. You've got to come. Yeah, my room will be worse. I'll piss in the sinks. Well, that's nothing, mate. Everybody does that anyway. But it's going to be awesome to meet up with everybody finally. I've got some stream ideas, like I was saying. Don't you worry about it, Simmy, mate. Don't you worry at all, mate. I'm hoping to bring them in probably autumn time. I'm looking to coming back autumn time, if not before. So what I'm going to... Oh, yeah, you did, Gadget. Don't worry, buddy, don't worry. Oh, Gadget UK, have you booked the Norbreck? Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, no worries, Gadget. Yeah, get yourself to the Norbreck, mate. It's on. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, I'm going to start... Should we start it again? I don't want to end the stream now, with it being my last one. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're going to have such a laugh, and I don't know what you're posting there, Taxi. Sorry, mate. It's going to be an Norbreck takeover. Nah, I think we'll be right, mate. I think we'll be right. But yes, I do. As I was saying, I do have some stream ideas that I want to do. One of them is a huge technical one that I want to do that I'll be bringing in. But I've also, and I've mentioned it before, I want to do isometric from isolation, and I want to do no worries, OSG. That'd be brilliant. OSG is going to be there, so that's going to be awesome. I'll bring you some glasses, mate, if you get the opportunity to sit down. Oh, mate, yeah, especially Andrew for the production support. Yeah, she's been amazing. She really has. I love her to bits, and she knows that. He's going anyway. Yeah, just for he just wants to stay at the hotel. But yeah, she's been amazing. Yeah, please give her love in the chat. The other one is Yellowbelly's Fantasies, which is focusing on fantasy type gaming. Again, 8-bit. So that's things that I want to stream, but that'll be again in the future. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be brilliant. It really is. Yeah, plenty of love to Andy there. Here we go. So. That's it. That's it. That's the end of this. Yeah. Arcade Club and the Pleasure Beach as well. Yeah, no problem. I'm up for that. But it's gonna be awesome, mate. Right. I'm gonna call it. Thank you so much for supporting. It's been a pleasure. It really has, having you guys in the audience. So. You're all my mates. It's not goodbye, it's farewell for now, as Chris just said. So take care, everybody. I'll still see you in Discord and etc. Love to you all. Yeah, and that just leaves me with one thing. It's stolen from Novabug. Yellowbelly out.